It's Madden NFL 24, and all eyes are on the dual threat Lamar Jackson. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball. 4 touchdown throws. It's the Saints and the Panthers on Monday Night Prime Time.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Tonight, it's the first of 2 here on this Monday night, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Carolina Panthers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they enter play here. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here are the Panthers set to take over for the first time. And Charles will get a look at the much-heralded rookie Bryce Young, the first overall pick from April's draft.
And this would be his 2nd NFL start. Last week was about what you'd expect to see from a rookie quarterback. Had some good moments, but not enough to lead his guys to victory. Now we'll have to see how he handles adversity, because on the college level, he didn't lose a whole lot of games.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Blue check.
A man who joined the Panthers from the NFC champs, it's Miles Sanders. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. You look at this Saints defense. They come into this one ranked number 5 in the NFL against the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. It's some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this done.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
52. Opposite. Green. Check right.
Throwing. Young. Over the middle, that's caught by Woods. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Now a 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 at the 41-yard line.
Commit red.
Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. Well, this defense for the Saints, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting...
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Alontae Taylor coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Carolina punt team out there led by Johnny Hecker. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. He'll look to set up his blockers. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They will be led out by the former Heisman Trophy winner back in 2016. Always a handful to contain, Lamar Jackson.
And he said he was feeling good in the lead up to the season, and he proved it in a big way in week 1 with 4 touchdown passes. Had the offense moving at peak efficiency right at the start of the year. Awfully impressive.
Now the Saints' 3rd-round pick back in April. It's Kendre Miller. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. There was a little space there, yes, but that was a well-executed run by the rookie.
It was, and he wasn't one of the higher-rated rookie running backs coming out. He's probably on the next tier. But let me tell you something. If he becomes more consistent and continues to have that drive to be one of the best, we'll see more of that in the future.
They run with a second-year man. It's Kenneth Walker. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. The Saints at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to take care of business in front of the home crowd last week.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that opener at home, but now things get a little bit tougher. The good thing for them, though, is they take a little extra confidence with them when they head out on the road.
It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
First down, Saints.
Running left is Walker. They find some open field here. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Back to Walker on first down. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Only able to gain a couple there. And now third down and 6 to go. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On third down, Miller. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up for his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. And it's just short. He got 6 of the 7 he needed, so that leaves a decision here on 4th and a yard.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here we go on 4th down. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. Jackson, option right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Lamar Jackson. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Moody good with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Young. It's caught by Sanders. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down. Young to throw it. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Lewis Seen just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now here's Young. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that brings up third and a full 10 yards. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Young on third down. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Alontae Taylor. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. This is taken at the 15. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Downfield, and he's got Olave. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now Jackson. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
How about the big guy there showing some agility? He just flowed from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I know the speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead. You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10.
97.
Young. This ball complete. It's an out route to Thielen. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. In motion left, that's Thielen. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Off the play fake, Young. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down. Out of the gun, it's Young. And Sharp hauls it in. And they'll end up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Ready?
On play action, Young. This ball complete to Thielen going across the middle. Touchdown, Panthers. Adam Thielen, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Panthers have cut it back within a score. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Now we get a look at their most recent draft class, and you need to get real familiar with some of these names here because this front office thinks that these are going to be guys that have an impact for them on Sundays for years to come.
I think you're exactly right about that, and what I know about this group doing the drafting, it's not all about instant value when they put their class together. They want everything to be somebody they see as a starter, maybe not today, but someone they can develop to make him one within the first couple of seasons. How about their strategy? All about long-term upside, and they added a ton of it this spring.
This will be fielded at the 17. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. Bryce Young and the Panthers offense set to go back to work. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this one?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. And he fields it cleanly. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you scramble a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score.
First down, Saints.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play action. It's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Play action. Now Jackson.
40-yard line.
This is caught. It's Brown. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That one covers 29 yards. First down. On the give is Nwangu. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now 2nd and 9 from the 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Here's a diving catch right side. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Juwan Johnson, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point try now for Moody. It's good to make it 17-7. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Panthers going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Now they go screen. It's complete. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Meanwhile, Young's throw pulled in by Marshall. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. It's Young on first down. Throw left side on target to Thielen. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Here's Young from the shotgun. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. Young now. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Just 11 seconds to go in the half as they have it 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's going to lose yardage. Not that it matters as the final seconds tick away. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Damian Harris, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting New York Giants. Saquon Barkley, well over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run as well. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Alexander Mattison, a touchdown run in the victory. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward. Each team making their final preparations for this second half. We're about ready too, as we'll send you back up to Charlotte and rejoin Brandon and Charles at Bank of America Stadium.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. The Saints going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. And Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead. Now a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it is really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them too.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw caught by his receiver, Hill. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So from the 37, here's a second down and 9. Sticking with Walker on second down. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. They'll try for the first with Walker. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Here comes the Saints punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Check pink. Smith red. Switch yellow.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Jerome Baker crashing downhill and getting the stop.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Young will set to throw. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And that's one where if you get your hands on it, you should expect to make the play. That could have gone for big yardage, but he just couldn't get it to stick to those big mitts.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Young. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Alontae Taylor able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Here's Johnny Hekker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. On first down, they'll run with Nwangu. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he only manages a couple here, down to about the 38-yard line.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change, because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
It's a second down run with Sanders. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized. As Sanders there with a first down carry that might have gotten a yard, if that. Second down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
To throw, Young. Short throw there, caught by Thomas.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, it's Young. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 41-yard line.
Ready.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Blue, check. Opposite. Green, check white.
They'll run straight ahead with Hill. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Meanwhile, the throw by Young was knocked away and incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
That throw by Young incomplete. Fourth down after the New Orleans defense holds serve. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And he missed it. It's no good. And the deficit will hold pat at 13.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The Saints coming out now to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. They go play action now. Jackson. And that is incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and help
taking it right down Broadway. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Now here's Young. That's complete to the receiver field. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter of play. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 51 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Now a 1st down throw for Young. And he's got his man on the out route. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Yellow, black swap, yellow, lining, blue, check.
Now Young running the option left. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to say when. Yep.
Touchdown! Miles Sanders from 13 yards out. And the Panthers go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast, where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback, because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have on front.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panthers sack. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 44-yard line. Jackson. They'll set up the screen for the Wagyu. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. On 2nd down, Evans looking for space. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Out of the pistol. Here's Hill. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. Well, he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 45. A big play there for Carolina. 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing, Young. Short throw underneath to Hurst. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Here is Young. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think the defenders have to feel pretty good. Even though the ball was tipped in the air and could have become a big play for the offense, they actually won one because the guy flinging it today, he's having quite the performance. Couple of touchdown passes, almost threw his first interception, but he's throwing it so...
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Got to avoid the flags defensively. Here's 4th and long. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Panthers. Miles Sanders with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Panthers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
And he will have a Saints first down. It has been a struggle, but it's looking like that'll be the one to seal a victory for him.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Now, during that run, an injury here. They got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, boy, and it's tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. Second down. So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Jackson options out left. Oh, no, he lost the football.
One of the linebackers has got it.
And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
I know you're looking at the scoreboard clock, but we're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Young.
Sanders has it poked free.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
That is intercepted. Picked up by Ron Thornhill. And the Panthers are going to get the football back at their own 17. And my, how the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
And I've just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams that talk about all gas, no brakes, you better have the emergency lever to pull occasionally. They could have used it right there. They put themselves in a tough spot with that interception.
One last shot for Young. He's got time in the pocket. They still can't get it. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up, it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both